Listen up, folks, this is the endgame. After a grueling crusade, the squad finally has the Demon King backed into a corner. Meet Kai, our underdog protagonist stuck with the absolute bottom-tier build, a dark mage. Fueled by memories of his girl, Colette, he's ready to end this nightmare. But the Demon King isn't going down quietly and lunges for the kill. "Hold him down!" a teammate screams. Kai doesn't hesitate, triggering his signature crowd control skill, Bloodbind. Instantly, the spell kicks in. Kai commands the Crimson Chains to lock that monster down tight. The binds snap forward, paralyzing the beast. Kai roars at Ares, "Finish it, now." Ares grins, charging up his blade. But instead of the monster, he drives the steel straight through Kai's gut. A literal backstab by his own brother. Kai coughs up blood as the sword skewers him, and the Demon King like a shish kebab. Kai hits the dirt, life fading, gasping out a confused why, while Ares just cackles like a total maniac. He bellows that he slew the Demon King, cementing his status as the true legendary hero. Barely clinging to consciousness, Kai begs for an answer. Ares, the hero-class golden boy, just sneers. He can't stop smiling. Having a trash-tier dark mage for a big brother? Total embarrassment, he spits. "You were way too arrogant trying to steal my spotlight." Then Johann, the high and mighty saint, chimes in. Pairing a holy saint with a vile dark mage? Even as a divine trial, that's just a sick joke. Kai's face is in the dirt, paralyzed and helpless against the mockery. "What are you talking about?" Kai wheezes. "I used my darkness to save you guys every single time." That triggers a hysterical laugh from the redhead. That's Elsa, rocking the ultra-rare arcane swordswoman class. "You aimed way too high, loser. Your class is literally garbage tier." Kai's heart sinks. He grinded for 5 brutal years, getting within inches of the finish line. For this? Flashback time. At 15, everyone unlocks a special ability from God. That's when Kai pulled the short straw. The Dark Mage class. Pure shadow manipulation. It's the most hated build, vibing more with demons than humans, and statistically, the weakest dark class on the server. Everyone calls it a flop. Back in the present, Elsa grinds her boot into Kai's skull. "We tolerated you, but splitting the loot with a scumbag? Nah. Do us a favor and die already." Ares grabs the hilt still buried in Kai and twists it for fun. "Thanks for the assist, bro. Sweet Colette is all mine now." A primal scream of agony and pure rage rips through Kai. Another memory surfaces. Colette's dad, cold as ice, telling them a dark mage and a saint are biologically incompatible. Engagement over. Colette lost it, screaming that she didn't care about stats. She loved Kai. Her dad didn't blink. "Say your goodbyes. Today is the last time you see this trash." Numb, she slipped past the guards, tears in her eyes, and unclasped her bracelet. She pressed the jewelry into Kai's hand. "Keep this safe for me." Hands trembling, eyes locked in misery, she whispered her final farewell. Kai felt his world shatter. "We will find each other again, I promise." Snap back to the bloody reality. Ares is still laughing compulsively. "Funny story, she actually begged me to put you down. Dad signed off on it too. Their father, the strongest knight in the Sacred Kingdom and mentor to heroes. He runs the prestigious Austin clan." Kai recalls the Duke's ultimatum. "No filth allowed in this family. But, help us raid the Demon King, and maybe I'll let you back in." Kai had been desperate. The deal was simple. Slay the king, regain his honor, and get Colette back. Turns out, Colette was locked in the royal palace this whole time. They used her as a human battery for the city's barrier. Killing the king was the only key to her cage. They were supposed to get married, live happily ever after. Kai poured his soul into that dream. He slaughtered armies of monsters, clawing his way up from 0 to earn his father's respect. He hit conjuring level 999. But back in the mud, Ares leans in with a mock-sad face. Tragic. The big brother falls to the Demon King, while the younger brother survives because he's unbeatable. And with that, the light leaves Kai's eyes. Kai hits rock bottom, realizing he was never a player, just a pawn on a chessboard controlled by Ares and their father. He curses the heavens, refusing to swallow this bitter pill. Blade in hand, Ares smirks, declaring that Kai is finally out of the picture. No more headaches. He leans in, whispering for his brother to take a permanent nap. "I'll take real good care of Colette, so you can fade away in peace." Kai's body shudders, helpless rage boiling over as he listens to the mockery. If he had seen this betrayal coming, he would have grabbed his girl and vanished. He would have ghosted the world, ignored common sense, and never looked back. He would have chased pure bliss. Suddenly, memory flashes the bracelet. Through the void, he hears her voice pleading, "Please, don't die." Regret crashes over him like a tidal wave. All he wants is one last glimpse of Colette before the lights go out forever. Cut to black. Then, sunlight, birds chirping, a familiar voice cuts through the darkness. "Kai, how long are you gonna snooze?" The protagonist snaps awake. He bolts upright, heart pounding out of his chest. Panic mode engaged. He's gasping for air, drenched in a cold sweat, when his eyes lock onto her. Colette. Brain freeze. Shouldn't she be rotting in a dungeon right now? What is she doing here? Colette tilts her head. Kai, what's wrong? He looks like he's seen a ghost, sweat dripping down his face. Silence. He frantically checks his body, no wounds, no blood. He's whole. Reality snaps. He screams, "What the hell is going on?" The young woman just smiles, sweet as sugar, and drops the bomb. Good morning, Kai. Still trembling, cold sweat clinging to his skin, Kai stares at the love of his life like she's an alien. Something's off. The math isn't mathing. She should be in her 20s, but looking at her now, she's definitely younger. Colette giggles, concern washing over her face. You're still sleepwalking, huh? Don't forget, today is a massive day for us. You okay? The protagonist quickly masks his panic. Sorry, yeah, just a little groggy. Brain fog. You know? He catches his reflection in the mirror and freezes. Jaw drop. It's not just her, he looks like a teenager again. The girl beams, pure excitement radiating off her. Wake up, sleepyhead. Today is the class revelation ceremony. I've been waiting forever for this. Kai stands there, paralyzed. Wait, the ceremony? Is that really happening today? He grips her shoulders, intensity dialing up to 11. What year is it? He leans in way too close, desperate. Tell me, am I a dark mage yet? She's stunned into silence. The protagonist starts spiraling. Is this a hallucination? A dying dream? Colette shoves him back, blushing. Whoa, personal space. Kai mumbles an apology, mind still racing. Is this a dream? Or, did he actually travel back in time? He rolls up his sleeve and gasps. The heraldry. It's still there. Colette's eyes go wide. Is that a heraldry? How do you have a class already? The ceremony hasn't even started. Kai's brain goes into overdrive. If he really reset the timeline, that mark shouldn't exist yet. You only get branded after the ceremony. Taking a gamble, Kai commands, display status. Boom, the holographic screens pop up. Class, Dark Mage, level, 999. Skills, none. He kept his stats. He's exactly as strong as the moment he died. Then, a glitchy notification blinks. Status locked. Second, entry. He's floored. This day keeps getting weirder, one insane twist after another. But through the chaos, one fact is crystal clear. He has officially returned to the past. Is this some high-tier spell? No. He shakes his head. This is way beyond any mana art he's ever seen. Not even the Demon King has this kind of juice. Then it hits him, that voice he heard right before the darkness took him. Colette's voice snaps back to the present. Kai, you in there? You spaced out again. She points at his arm, asking about the mark again. Suddenly, clink, the bracelet slips off the bed and hits the floor. Colette swoops down to grab it. Oh, I thought I lost this. It was hiding here the whole time. Kai stares at the jewelry. Flashback to the moment she gave it to him. I promise, we will meet again. Adrenaline spikes. Kai stands up. The puzzle pieces finally click. He locks eyes with his fiancée. It wasn't random. That bracelet held her saint powers. It was her. He starts chuckling like a madman, leaving the poor girl totally bewildered. He lunges forward and crushes her in a bear hug. It was all you. Now he knows the roadmap. He knows every twist and turn. He can rewrite history. Colette, muffled in his arms, asks, wait, are you really a dark mage? He ignores the question. His mind is set on one mission, stop Colette from ending up in that cell, and prevent her execution. Holding her tighter, he vows, I will never let anyone take you away from me again. Her eyes go wide. Kai, what are you talking about? Kai snaps back to reality, right? She has no clue about the hell timeline. He pulls back, apologizing, dodging the heavy explanation. Colette pouts, a little flustered. I mean, it's not that I didn't like the hug, but you kinda jumped scared me. Though, I guess since we're engaged, if that's what you want. Kai turns beet red and quickly waves his hands to stop her train of thought. The young woman giggles softly. It's okay, Kai. He lets out a heavy sigh, the weight of the engagement crushing him. Once the fam finds out he's rocking the Dark Mage class, it's going to be a total mess. Colette stays silent, letting him vent. He spirals, muttering about how the world sees dark mages as straight-up demons. The trauma hits, he can still hear his dad's voice spitting venom, saying they didn't need a filthy dark mage under their roof. But then, this girl with the face of an angel drops a truth bomb. She doesn't see a difference between his class and any other. She emphasizes that underneath the stats, he's still Kai. The protagonist feels a wave of relief wash over him. After all the drama, she's the one constant. She didn't even flinch or switch up her attitude when the dark mage reveal dropped. Even when the whole world turned their backs on him, she reached out her hand. That's exactly why he can't trust anyone else. She is his ride or die. The protagonist steps closer, warning her to brace herself because he's about to drop some heavy info. Colette's concerned, asking what's going on. Kai flashes his hand, revealing the impossible. He time-traveled back 5 years from the future. And the guy standing in front of her right now, he is a maxed-out, level 999 Dark Mage. Colette is shook. She starts questioning everything, the time travel, that insane level cap. He spins around, eyes locking onto hers. You want receipts? Watch this. The protagonist charges magic into his fingertip, and suddenly, a pitch-black aura floods the entire room. He commands the abyss, archdemon, rise from the depths. Boom. A massive demon manifests, unleashing a roar that shakes the walls. Colette nearly passes out from the sheer pressure, gasping, how is this even real? The demon radiates pure nightmare fuel, making a sound that would freeze your blood. Kai keeps the spell flowing, explaining that only level 999 Dark Mages can force high-tier monsters like archdemons into a pact. He realizes his OG pact, the first one he ever made, is still active, which is a game changer. It means he can spam all the endgame dark magic he learned without breaking a sweat. But the biggest win? His theory was spot on. He looks at Colette, thinking about how they both dreamed of this reunion. And now that dream is reality. But they gotta move, clock's ticking. The class revelation ceremony is happening today, which means the Demon King wakes up today too. The giant monster drops to one knee before the protagonist, leaving the girl terrified. The beast lowers its head, begging for a command. Kai just smirks, flexing that absolute power. With dark magic swirling at his fingertips, the protagonist turns back and apologizes for the jump scare. He explains he just had to prove that he really is a level 999 Dark Mage. She manages a smile, voice shaky but firm. I believe you. She knows Kai isn't a liar, so she never actually doubted him, but she admits that definitely freaked her out. Suddenly, Kai grabs her attention, taking her hands in his. He drops some lore. Even 10 holy knights couldn't scratch an archdemon. He adds that dark mages don't get skill trees, but the trade-off? They can hack the system to master all magic types and cast insanely powerful spells. Colette is awestruck. The protagonist's hype dies down. Flashbacks of his beloved rotting in a prison cell haunt him. Listen to me closely, he says. This is crucial. She locks eyes with him, attentive. Kai drops the news. Today, the system is going to crown you as the saint. And Ares. He's getting the hero class. Colette lights up, hyping the Austen family for scoring another hero. But the protagonist shuts that down fast. No, Ares becoming the hero? That's a disaster. Speak of the devil, a figure looms in the doorway. It's Ares, smugly asking if his brother called for him. The protagonist shoots him a suspicious glare. Both of them are caught off guard. Ares sniffs the air, curious. Where's the archdemon? Panic sets in for Kai and Colette. As Ares walks in, the protagonist whispers a quick check. Did the summon despawn? He glances at the floor. The monster is gone. Clear. While Colette stays tense, Ares presses. What archdemon are you babbling about? He questions if his brother was talking trash behind his back, sneering that it's pathetic for a hero candidate to gossip. Colette snaps back, irritated, defending Kai. Ares ignores the boundaries, leaning in close to whisper in her ear, why hang with a loser like him when you could stay with me? That's the last straw. The protagonist shoves him away from her. Pushing him back with a death stare, he commands, get out. Ares instantly grips his hilt, drawing his sword. Or what? You gonna make me? The protagonist doesn't flinch. He steps up to the challenge. He stands right where the portal was, his hand twitching, itching to rip the dimension open and summon the beast back. His brother sees the shaking hand and laughs, thinking Kai is trembling with fear. He has no clue he's staring death in the face. They lock eyes, pure hatred radiating between them, while Colette is on the verge of a breakdown. Suddenly, excuse me, a voice cuts the tension. It's a servant. The Duke wants Ares. Immediately, Ares spins around, sheathing his blade. I'm coming, he says, strutting off. The protagonist exhales, the adrenaline dumping. Colette is still shaken. Kai guides her out, leaving Ares' toxic energy behind. The tension finally breaks, and relief washes over the girl's face. She's actually smiling. But cut to the streets, and the vibe is totally different. Ares is stomping through the city, absolutely seething with rage. Our MC takes a look around, letting the bustling crowd hit him with a wave of nostalgia. Man, being out in the city, it really takes me back. Colette catches his mood instantly. Guess it has been a hot minute for you, huh? She teases. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the noise. Lord Kai. He freezes, looking totally thrown off. Then it clicks. He remembers the old days when people actually put some respect on his name. A merchant steps up, practically vibrating with positive energy. Yo, thanks for handling that thug Gorotsuki the other day. As they stroll through the market, the irony hits Kai hard. None of these people have a clue he's secretly a dark mage. They keep moving, and Colette leans in with a soft expression. See, the whole town loves you. They know how hard you've been grinding. She's looking at him with total adoration. But once they hit the park, Kai kills the mood. We need to talk. Like, serious talk. She nods, sensing the gravity. The bomb. Later at the ceremony, Ares is going to awaken the hero class. But he's gonna mess up. Bad. Typical hero syndrome. Because of him, the Demon King Griselda is going to rise. And we're talking 3 days. That's all the Sacred Kingdom has before it falls. Colette's jaw drops, but Kai corrects himself. Okay, let me be precise. The kingdom technically stands, but half the population gets wiped out. To save what's left of the sacred city, they'll conjure a massive barrier. And the battery for that barrier? It's you. They're going to lock you inside the royal palace forever. Meanwhile, I awaken as a dark mage. The Austen family kicks me to the curb, I get exiled, and we never see each other again. Colette starts spiraling. No, I don't want that. I just want to stay with you, forever. Kai blinks, stunned by her intensity. A genuine smile spreads across his face. In that case, will you come with me? Let's live together. Boom. Colette turns tomato red, her voice shaking like a leaf. Wait, was that a proposal? She doesn't even wait for an answer, launching herself into a hug. I'm so happy. Yes, together, forever. As he holds her close, Kai's inner monologue kicks in. God, I was such an idiot in my first life. I should have done this from day one. A shadow of regret crosses his face as he realizes how much time he wasted not holding her like this. Cut to later, Colette is mounted up on a horse, ready to ride. Go to Lacus Village, Kai instructs. Hide out there. The war chaos won't touch that place. You have to make it there within 3 days. Don't stop. Her eyes widen with panic. You're not coming? Kai bites his lip, the weight of the world on his shoulders. I have to stop Ares. I have to prevent the Demon King's birth. Colette nods, forcing a brave face. I get it. That's just who you are. My fiancé, always playing the hero and protecting everyone. She kicks the horse into gear, waving back as she rides off. I'll be waiting for you. Kai waves back, smiling. I'll fix everything here and come find you. Soon. He closes his eyes. I promise. But as she disappears, the smile drops. Sorry, babe. You've got it wrong. I'm not doing this for the greater good. I'm doing this for me. His plan? Save Griselda from his psycho brother before she transforms into the Demon King. I need an alliance with the demons. They're the only ones who can help me survive the hunters coming for me in the future. The real war isn't against the Demon King anyway. Flashback to Griselda, he remembers the terrifying monster she became. She was absolutely losing it, hunting down the enemy of her friend Sasha. Meanwhile, the so-called hero stood there clueless, having no idea what he'd even done. That just made her madder. It's the ultimate irony. The hero, who was supposed to bring peace, ended up triggering the apocalypse. But if I save Sasha, maybe Griselda never snaps. Maybe the Demon King is never born. Dark energy surges around Kai, his eyes focused and deadly. Time to rewrite destiny. My rebellion starts now. Scene switch to a dark dungeon. Ares descends the stairs, a cruel whip coiled in his hand. I'm done asking nicely, he sneers. A woman hangs in chains, spitting blood onto the stone floor. It's Griselda, battered, broken, and covered in lash marks. Ares grabs her chin, staring her down. Kill. Kai. Even half dead, she's got fire. She glares back, fearless. I don't take orders from trash like you. Crack! The whip strikes again. Ares sighs, sounding bored. Still haven't learned your lesson, huh? Griselda grits her teeth, taking the hit. She eyes the glowing shackles on her wrists, magical restraints. If I wasn't wearing these, she rasps, you'd be a corpse already. Ares chuckles, stepping into her personal space. Oh? And what exactly are you going to do about it? He looms over her, radiating arrogance. You're a slave. Know your place. His face twists in annoyance. I said, kill Kai. Then he starts ranting. The prophecy says the hero rises today, and it's probably going to be my bastard brother. The image of Kai and Colette together flashes in his mind, fueling his jealousy. If he becomes the hero, Colette is totally going to marry him. Ares screams, his voice echoing off the dungeon walls. I won't let that happen. It's absurd. He isn't letting that slide. Leaving the girl trembling, he doubles down, declaring that Colette and that legendary hero class are his property. Ares starts monologuing about the specs, explaining that a hero isn't just strong, they're a divinely chosen juggernaut with maxed out light attribute stats. And being special, that comes with serious perks. We're talking total immunity, barging into private homes without a warrant, looting, smashing property, basically any crime is legal if you have the hero tag. Drunk on his own fantasy, he asks if that isn't the ultimate cheat code, emphasizing that nobody can touch the only guy capable of soloing the Demon King. Hyping himself up, he adds the cherry on top. Once he secures the hero title, he can claim any woman he lays eyes on. Just picturing the harem has him practically drooling, desperate to claim that status. Then, his mind snaps back to his brother, and he screams that taking out Kai is the key, his golden ticket to the hero class. And this right here, this is his final shot. Griselda hears enough and shuts him down, telling him there's zero honor in his game and calling him absolute filth for treating women like collectibles. That hits a nerve. Ares snaps and backhands her across the face. Griselda reels from the pain but fires back, warning him not to look down on her. She is vampire royalty, with the blood of the Demon King pumping through her veins, and she refuses to be his pawn, even if it costs her life. Ares spits another insult, complaining that he blew his entire budget on her. He draws his blade, and with a cold stare, decides he'll give her exactly what she asked for. He raises the steel, ready to execute her, and promises to end it now. She screams, squeezing her eyes shut and bracing for the impact, while Ares tells her to take her regrets to hell. Out of nowhere, another voice shrieks, begging him to freeze and pleading for her friend's survival. Griselda, tears streaming, is shocked to see her maid, Sasha, awake and scrambling to intervene. She yells at her to stay down, but Sasha isn't having it. She refuses to stay silent, ignoring a direct order from Griselda-sama. She pushes forward, vowing to take out Kai herself if Ares agrees to let her mistress walk free. Ares doesn't even let her finish. He boots her right in the skull. Stomping on her, he asks if she's really ready to die for this. He sneers, calling her a low-tier mob, while Kai is the Austin family's golden boy. Sasha freezes in terror as the blade flashes, and suddenly slash. He cuts her, fast and deep, ripping a scream from her throat. Griselda loses it, screaming for her friend and cursing Ares as a total scumbag. Ares pauses, surprised, before a twisted grin spreads across his face. He grabs Sasha's chin, looking at her like she's dirt, asking if this maid actually matters. He starts cackling, enjoying Griselda's helplessness. He mocks them, saying demons trying to cosplay as humans is the biggest joke he's ever heard. Ares presses the cold steel against Sasha's throat, casually mentioning that his dad used to pull this exact stunt all the time. He drags the blade just enough to draw blood from the girl's neck, terrorizing her friend. Spreading his arms like a showman, he offers one final lifeline. Say she'll submit to Ares-sama's commands and admit she's nothing but trash. Say, but I will be a faithful servant to Ares-sama. He emphasizes she just needs to parrot his words, asking, if a brainless demon can handle a simple task like that. Griselda trembles, whispering that the humiliation is too much. Ares doesn't blink, keeping the blade dug into Sasha's neck, threatening to decapitate her best friend. Griselda grinds her teeth, torn apart inside. Seeing her hesitate, Ares shrugs and winds up for the kill shot. That breaks her. Griselda screams for him to stop. She's shaking violently, terrified of watching her friend die. Sasha, bleeding and helpless, still begs Griselda not to worry about her. But Griselda can't do it. She admits she needs her friend, her voice cracking and breaking into a sob. She whispers the surrender. She will obey Ares-sama. Sasha is horrified, pleading with her not to throw away her pride like that. Griselda is shattered by her loyalty, tears flowing uncontrollably. Ares, totally checking out of their emotional moment, mutters to himself that these two filthy creatures are ignoring him. Resting the blade on his shoulder, his eyes go dead cold. Die, he says flatly. He grips the hilt and swings with lethal speed. But before the steel connects, boom, a massive crash erupts from the cell bars. Ares freezes mid-swing, eyes popping as he looks at the door. Dark magic floods the room, obliterating the iron bars. Sasha and Griselda flinch in terror, trying to see what the hell just happened. Through the choking dust, a single silhouette stands there, radiating an insane amount of magical pressure. The dust clears, revealing Kai. He locks eyes with Griselda, who is stunned to see him, and the glowing crest on his hand. Kai flares his aura, roaring for Ares to back off. Ares, sword still raised, looks totally confused to see his brother standing there. Kai winds up a massive strike, dark energy swirling around his fist, and connects wham. He launches Ares into the brick wall like a rag doll. Ares hits the ground hard, coughing up blood. Griselda and Sasha are left speechless by the raw power, while Kai stands there, stone-faced. He steps closer to the girls, letting out a breath. Thank God I made it, he says. In the background, Ares stays down. Griselda's vision is swimming from that massive punch. Barely hanging on to consciousness, she stammers, asking who he is. But Kai? He's just staring at her unmistakable pointed ears. You gotta be Griselda, he mutters, skepticism dripping from his voice. It is hard to believe this pint-sized kid is supposed to grow up into the terrifying Demon King. Griselda blinks, totally lost in the sauce. Demon King? What are you even yapping about? Kai shifts his gaze to the other girl. So, you're Sasha? She doesn't answer, barely clinging to life as she whimpers for Griselda. Watching them suffer, Kai feels his stomach churn. How could his own brother be this twisted? How do you know our names? Griselda demands, though she is still trembling. Hold that thought, Kai interrupts. cutting her off. He throws a hand up, channeling dark energy. He blasts Sasha with black healing magic, and the effect is instant. Sasha sighs, closing her eyes as the pain melts away. Griselda's jaw drops. He didn't just patch her up. He wiped every single injury in a split second. Kai keeps his poker face. Your turn, he tells Griselda. Staring her down, Kai remembers the timeline where she was his sworn enemy. But this isn't the mass-murdering tyrant from his memories. This is just a terrified kid who got dragged into slavery. He hits her with the healing spell, watching the bruises fade. Then, he snaps his fingers. Break bonds. The shackles disintegrate into dust. Griselda checks herself. Stunned wounds gone. Slavery seal vanished. She is completely restored. She touches her cheek, unable to process the miracle. Overcome with relief, the two girls collapse into a desperate hug. Tears streaming down their faces, they scream it to the heavens. We are free, Kai watches, letting out a breath he didn't know he was holding. It is finally over. But Sasha, wiping her eyes, brings up the nightmare. When Elsa, the demon hunter, raided our territory. I thought we were done for. Kai whips around. Elsa? Redhead? Arcane swordswoman? Griselda glares, hackles raised. You know her? Kai's face darkens. Yeah, I know her, too well. The vibe shifts instantly. Sasha stiffens, eyes narrowing. Are you working with that witch? Hell no, Kai barks. Listen, Elsa didn't just invade demon territory for kicks. She led that army for the payout. She built her whole fortune on kidnapping demons and selling them off like cattle. And since she was targeting monsters, humanity cheered her on. Her rep skyrocketed. She made the heroes group at 17. So trust me, the idea of being her ally makes me want to puke. Griselda eyes him up and down, still skeptical. But she drops the attitude for a second. I still owe you a thank you. You saved us. I won't forget that. Who are you? Kai Austin. Griselda nods slowly, pieces clicking together. Austin, so you are Ares' brother. Aren't you supposed to be a hero candidate? Why help us? Kai doesn't even dignify that with an answer. Instead, he throws a curveball. You want to team up? Griselda raises an eyebrow. Kai looks down, revealing the sinister mark on his hand. I don't fit in with the humans anymore. Griselda gasps, recognizing the symbol instantly. That is the black heraldry. Exactly. I am a black mage. Sasha nods, it all making sense now. So that is how you use that magic. But she is not fully sold. Something is off. She replays the battle in her head. You cast 2 high-tier spells at once, she points out. Nobody your age can do that. Griselda crosses her arms. She is right. You are sketchy. But you did save our lives. While the girls debate, Kai is lost in thought about his brother's betrayal. Sasha nudges Griselda. Griselda shakes her head. Doesn't matter. I trust him. Sasha turns to Kai, face grim. You know Ares wanted you dead, right? He needed to kill you to unlock the hero class. Kai freezes. He stares at Ares, who is still crumpled on the floor. So that is why Ares was always out for blood. Griselda puffs out her chest. Obviously, I told him to shove it. True demons have standards. We don't do dirty work like that. Sasha claps, eyes shining. Preach, girl. Griselda blushes as Sasha giggles. But then she gets serious again. If you hadn't stepped in, I would have lost my best friend. Kai clenches his fist. He will never forgive Ares for this. He finally knows who the real enemy is. He glances at the girls, safe and smiling. It all clicks. In the original timeline, Ares succeeded. He killed Sasha, and Griselda snapped. Grief turned to hatred, and that hatred birthed a monster who slaughtered thousands. Kai towers over his unconscious brother. It was all him. Every death, every tragedy, Ares' fault. And there he is, sleeping like a baby. Kai charges up a spell. He should end this right now. The memory of Ares stabbing him in the back plays in his mind. He can still hear Ares' voice. Stop being a nuisance, you piece of trash. Memories hit Kai like a freight train. That smug laugh. His brother calling him a useless, trash-tier black mage. Pure rage fuel. Flashbacks flood and fighting for Colette's attention as kids, while she just smiled that innocent smile, totally clueless. He considers ending Ares right here, but hesitates. Colette would be crushed. Suddenly, Griselda's voice snaps him back to reality. Hey, what's the move? She asks. Kai shuts his eyes, running a tactical analysis in his head. Griselda watches, intrigued by his focus. The trio looms over the paralyzed brother. Kai smacks his own forehead not in frustration, but to trigger a spell. Griselda tilts her head, confused. A grotesque creature manifests right on Kai's forehead. It writhes, breaks free, and dives straight down Ares' open throat. It went inside him! Sasha shrieks, horrified. Griselda's eyes go wide. Was that a curse? Bingo, Kai replies cold as ice. The dark magic instantly takes root, seizing control of Ares' body from the inside out. Ares' skin shifts into a sickly hue. Griselda, equal parts grossed out and fascinated, asks, "What exactly did you just do to him?" Kai stares down at his frozen brother. "Just booked him a one-way ticket to a living hell." Sasha stammers. "Living hell?" Kai cuts her off with a sharp look. "Stick around. You'll see." The corruption spreads across Ares' skin. Griselda leans in, inspecting the handiwork. "This magic. It's actually exquisite," she murmurs. Sasha shudders, backing away. Not even high-level demons mess with dark arts like this. She eyes Kai suspiciously. "Who are you?" Kai starts sweating bullets, realizing he might have shown too much power. Then, the adrenaline fades, and he notices the wardrobe situation. Griselda's hemline is dangerously short. Sasha's neckline is plunging. "You guys need clothes," he stammers, face heating up. The girls look down, realization hitting them, and instantly turn tomato red. "Time for a spell." "Wallace wardrobe," Kai announces. A shadow portal swirls open. He reaches into the void. "Should be something in here," he mutters, yanking out a bundle of fabric. He holds up the outfits for inspection. "Go change. Somewhere private," he suggests. The girls grab the gear and bolt upstairs. Inside a room, Griselda doesn't hesitate. She throws her arms up, ready to strip. Sasha panics. "Kai, get out! Wait in the other room." The mood gets awkward fast. "Chill, I'm not peeking," Kai yells, turning his back to the door. He checks the mental clock. Noon is approaching. Soon, Ares will unlock the hero class. That upgrade heals all damage, but it won't scrub the curse Kai just planted. He paces the hallway. The sacred sword is the real variable here. Suddenly, Griselda's voice rings out. Kai turns around. Griselda is practically glowing, spinning around in the dress. She's vibing with it completely. "I've never worn anything this cute," she beams. Kai hits her with a genuine smile. "You look stunning." That lands hard. She blushes furiously, mumbling a shy thank you. Then Sasha steps out, looking way less enthusiastic. "Seriously? A maid outfit?" Sasha sighs, disappointed. But Griselda is too hyped to care. "Are you kidding? You look amazing," Griselda gushes. Sasha softens up, muttering a thanks. Kai clears his throat. "Can I get some focus here?" he interrupts. The fashion show pauses. They lock eyes with him, sensing the shift in tone. "We need to talk," Kai says. They sit down. It's time to drop the lore bomb. He lays out everything. Griselda sits there, shell-shocked. 5 years from the future? And I become a demon king? "It's not just that," Kai continues, voice grim. "My own brother murders me. The future is a mess. The heroes' party? They betrayed me," he spits out, the memory still stinging. His hands tremble slightly. "That's why I don't trust humans, or heroes." Sasha nods slowly, pieces clicking into place. That explains the insane magic levels, she realizes. Then her face goes dead serious. "Honestly, Griselda turning into a demon king? Totally believable," Sasha deadpans. Griselda whips her head around. "Excuse me?" Griselda blinks. Then she smirks confidently. "Look, if he was lying, he'd pick a better story. Plus, he saved our lives," she adds. Kai rubs the back of his neck, awkward at the praise. "So, what's the plan?" Griselda asks. Kai's expression hardens. "I'm going to destroy Elsa." Griselda gasps, the name hitting a nerve. "Elsa," she presses. "She enslaved my entire clan. She's stripping my territory of every valuable resource right now." Her shoulders slump. "My people, they're suffering as we speak." The mood in the room plummets. Kai places a hand over his heart, resolute. "I will take back your land. That's a promise." Griselda's eyes light up. You can really save them?" she asks, voice trembling. Kai gives a firm nod. Tears of relief spill over. "Thank you," she sobs. "I can finally honor my father's memory. It's an emotional breakthrough." Sasha is crying too, nodding in agreement. Kai clenches his fist. "Just one condition. Let me and Khalil live there." Dropping the bombshell that Colette is actually his fiancée, Kai watches Griselda's face fall with visible disappointment. She sighs, muttering that the partnership finally makes sense. If that's the deal, she figures they can coexist under one roof without drama. But Kai isn't done dropping nukes just yet. He casually mentions Colette is awakening as a saint today. Griselda freezes, eyes wide, refusing to believe her ears. She snaps back, warning him that stealing a saint will bring the entire Sacred Kingdom's army to their doorstep. Kai? He just shrugs. "Let him come. I'll solo the whole squad." He vows to handle any future attacks himself. Suddenly, the ground starts vibrating violently beneath their feet. Kai's combat instincts kick in instantly. Boom! The entire house implodes around them, debris raining down like hail. In a blur of motion, Kai snatches up both girls and flashes out of the kill zone before a single brick touches them. Skidding to a stop at a safe distance, he glances back. The girls are gasping, totally shell-shocked. How did we move that fast? A silhouette steps out of the inferno, flames licking the air around them. "Showtime," Kai mutters, his eyes narrowing. He orders the girls to stay behind him. Griselda is shaking with terror, while Sasha wraps her arms around her, trying to keep her from spiraling. Trembling, Griselda whispers, asking if Kai really just moved at light speed. The house is now nothing but a roaring pile of charcoal. And walking out of that hellscape with a twisted, maniacal grin, it's Ares, cackling like a total psycho. "How's it hanging, Kai?" he mocks. Kai stands his ground, face stone cold, and starts channeling dark energy. "Hello, brother." Ares is still laughing, noting his brother looks salty. But then he spots the mark on Kai's hand. His laughter dies. He stares, stunned. "For real? You're a black mage?" Ares sneers, flashing his own glowing crest. Talk about bad RNG. The hero candidate got stuck with the trash class. Ares flexes his mark proudly. "Check this out. I pulled the hero class. I'm the chosen one." Kai realizes the vital resurrection perk from the class change must have fully healed Ares. "I beat you once," Ares grins, high on power, "and now it's my turn to shine." Griselda is fuming trash like Ares being the hero? No way. She yells that it's a cosmic joke for a scumbag like him to be the hero. Ares, self-proclaimed messenger of chaos, ignores her. "You knocked me down earlier," he growls at Kai. "Time to return the favor." He stares at his hand, fake humble. "Didn't expect to get this power," Ares shouts, raising his arm. "Come forth, sacred sword Durandal." Crack! A massive lightning bolt tears through the sky, slamming right into him. The smoke clears to reveal a colossal blade pulsating with power. "Behold the hero's sword," Ares screams. "Proof of my worthiness." Kai just watches, silent as the grave. The girls are paralyzed by the sight. Sasha stammers that the mana pressure coming off that thing is suffocating. Griselda whispers that even Kai might be cooked against a sacred sword. But Kai isn't scared, he's seeing red. He recognizes that blade instantly. Durandal, the exact sacred sword that ended his life in the previous timeline. Ares, back to his manic laughter, taunts Kai. "Go ahead, cry, beg for forgiveness. Maybe I'll make it quick." Kai remains ice cold. "You really pointing that thing at me, brother? Still don't get it?" Ares scoffs. "You're a black mage. I'm a hero. We are not the same." He levels the blade at Kai's chest. "Nobody beats the sacred sword. Repent for challenging absolute justice." Ignoring the cringe speech, Kai starts walking straight toward him. "Cut the crap and square up." Eyes burning with intensity, Kai growls, "I'm about to show you what actual hell looks like." Ares blinks. Did a mere dark mage just threaten him? Kai nods, beckoning him closer. "Come get some." Kai challenges. "I'm gonna snap that toy sword you're so proud of in half." Imagine the embarrassment losing to a weak mage. "You'll never show your face in public again." Ares snaps. "You wanna die?" Ares roars, charging in. He swings wildly, but Kai sidesteps the strike like it's in slow motion. "Sword's got crazy mana," Kai notes, while effortlessly weaving through the attacks. Ares slashes again and again, relentless. Kai dodges every swing with zero effort, analyzing the situation. Massive power, sure, but Ares' fencing skills are absolute garbage. Ares stops, gasping for air, totally gassed. Kai steps closer, cool as a cucumber. "Why aren't you fighting back?" the hero wheezes. While watching him pant, Kai realizes the truth. Hero title or not, his brother is still a level 1 noob. Suddenly, ping. A system sound rings in Kai's head. He ducks another sloppy swing as a holographic screen pops up. Hidden class unlocked. Black Star. It's a reward from his past life. Kai's eyes widen. Black Star? He's distracted, trying to read the description, while Ares launches a desperate flying attack. The text scrolls. This class is exclusive to those who mastered the Dark Mage class in a previous life. The kicker? The Black Star class grants instant mastery over all dark attribute skills. It's game over. Kai keeps his nose buried in a book, totally unbothered, while his brother swings at him like a maniac. Suddenly, a system alert pops up. If Ares breaks bad, he racks up evil points to trade for OP skills. It instantly clicks for our MC. To get the good stuff, he's gotta embrace the villain role. Ding! Another notification flashes across his vision, catching Kai completely off guard. Congratulations on a truly wicked deed. Here's 1,000 evil points. Kai blinks. Totally confused, he didn't even do anything yet. But the system clarifies. By aiding demons and turning his back on the so-called hero, he's officially entered his villain era. Sidestepping another desperate punch, Kai smirks. If that's the game, he's totally down to play. The system immediately opens up the skill shop, flashing a menu of terrifying abilities ready for purchase. Demon Sword Summoning, 1,000 points. Death Bearer is 500. Shadow Clone, a cool 300. Dark Mind, Wave of Darkness, and Blood Violence, all bargain bin prices at 100 points each. Life Absorption goes for 100 too. Kai's eyes light up at the selection, but he doesn't hesitate. He dumps everything on Demon Sword Summoning. Transaction complete. 1,000 points gone. Meanwhile, Ares is still flailing around, trying to land a single hit. Annoyed by the disrespect, Ares screams, "Look at me." Kai barely glances up. "You're too slow. You'll never touch me at this speed." "You cursed trash," Ares roars. But then, the crest on Kai's hand erupts with pitch-black energy. He calls forth Tyrfing, the demon sword. The ground quakes violently, splitting open beneath their feet. From the abyss, a blade rises, dripping with absurd amounts of dark aura. Ares freezes, jaw on the floor. Kai grips the hilt, instantly feeling the rush. No wonder this bad boy is the Demon King's weapon of choice. It's a weapon that scales directly with the user's dark magic stats. For a level 999 dark mage like Kai, it's literally the perfect match. Trembling, Ares stammers, "What? What kind of evil blade is that?" Kai ignores him, inspecting the steel. He feels the weapon draining his mana, pulsating with terrifying energy. Kai realizes this thing is undeniably greedy. Watching from the sidelines, Griselda gasps, "That's it. That's definitely my father's demon sword." Ares is practically wetting himself in fear. Kai gives the sword a casual, lightning-fast swing. Ares blinks, confused. "What are you swinging at? The air?" he mocks, trying to hide his terror. But the cut was already done. Ares slowly turns around to see the destruction behind him. Everything in the sword's path has been sliced clean through. Kai stares at the blade, murmuring, "Still haven't figured out the control settings on this thing." Ares stares at the devastation and starts screaming. "What was that? What kind of skill is that?" Kai ignores the noise, realizing the sword isn't just cutting, it's converting raw mana into pure destruction. Suddenly, Ares' panic snaps into manic laughter. "Ha! You actually had me for a second," he chuckles. "But did you forget how element matchups work? My sacred sword is light. Your demon sword is darkness. And when light clashes with dark, my power doubles." Ares takes a stance, pointing his blade at Kai. "Look, Durandal is reacting. The light is getting stronger." Kai notes the surge of energy. "Okay, the sacred sword actually packs a punch. Let me show you true power, brother." Ares shouts as his sword crackles with thunderous light. It's blindingly bright, but Kai doesn't flinch. "Come on then." That nonchalance sends Ares over the edge. "Die!" Ares screams, unleashing his ultimate move. Final cut. A massive wave of energy roars toward Kai. Sasha shields her eyes from the glare, while Griselda stares in horror at the sheer magical output. "Kai, dodge it!" she screams. The beam closes in. Boom! A massive explosion engulfs him. When the dust finally clears, only a scorched crater remains. Sasha and Griselda hold their breath, terrified. Ares sighs, then bursts into laughter. Vaporized. Not even a speck of him left. He's history. And now, it's my era. Everything belongs to me now. The money, the status, the honor. All mine. He licks his lips, eyes shifting to the girls, and the women too, especially the lovely Colette. Griselda drops to her knees, trembling. "No, Kai can't go out like that." Ares sneers at her. "By the way, you two should probably start running." Sasha collapses, hugging her friend in defeat. "Your turn," Ares says, stepping forward. But suddenly, Kai steps out of the shadows like nothing happened. "I was waiting for you to say that." Blood streaming down his face, Kai stares daggers at his brother. "You really thought you had this in the bag, didn't you?" Ares looks like he's about to flatline from sheer terror. Ares can't even process the reality in front of him. Kai grips Durandal, the demonic sword. Under normal circumstances, that blade shouldn't even be able to scratch the sacred sword. But the final cut skill changed the game. It completely drained the sacred sword, leaving it temporarily powerless and exposed. Kai smirks. He's seen this movie before in his past life. He watched Ares whine about that blade's fatal weakness constantly. No more talk. Kai lunges forward, roaring that the era of the hero's sword ends right here, right now. He swings with everything he's got. The goal isn't just to hit him, it's to shatter that legendary steel into dust. Ares brings his weapon up to block, but it's useless. Crack. The sacred sword fractures on impact and shatters into pieces. The force sends Ares flying like a rag doll. His brain can't compute what just happened before he slams into the dirt, coughing up a lungful of blood. Kai exhales, his chest heaving. Now he totally gets why they call Durandal a demonic sword. The mana drain is absolutely insane. Even at peak performance, he'd gas out in 15 minutes flat. He shudders, realizing that if he'd tried pulling that stunt at level 1, he would have imploded on the spot. That hidden class black star he snagged in this second life? Yeah, it's going to be a total handful to manage. Ding! A system window pops up. Congratulations, Sacred Sword destroyed. Hero defeated. The rewards roll in 3,000 evil points added to the bank. In the background, the girls finally let out the breath they were holding. "You're alive! You actually beat him!" Griselda screams, losing her mind with joy. Kai just shoots them a tired, victorious grin. Sheathing his blade, The trio walks over to where Ares is face planted in the dirt. Don't worry, Kai mutters. He's still drawing breath. Griselda tilts her head, looking at the unconscious hero. Is he going to wake up and try again? But she realizes they're safe for now. His vital revitalization skill is on a 24-hour cooldown. Suddenly, the curse Kai planted starts to kick in. Griselda points, eyes wide. Look at that! Black tendrils creep toward the hero's mark. Kai breaks it down. Every time he tries to hurt someone, the curse spreads like a virus. It twists the heraldry of light, warping it straight into the heraldry of darkness. As the mark turns pitch black, Kai continues his lecture. The light symbol proves you're a hero. It demands honor, glory, the whole package. Darkness is the total opposite. Standing amidst the wreckage, Kai delivers the final verdict. From this day forward, Ares is branded a false hero. The Austin family legacy? Absolutely ruined. This is his payback against Ares, his toxic father, and everyone who destroyed his previous life. With the sacred sword shattered and the curse locked in, the identity of hero Ares is dead. The sun starts peeking over the horizon. This place is going to be swarming with people soon, Kai notes. Suddenly, Griselda steps up, looking serious. Kai-sama. Kai blinks, confused. Sama? Really? But Griselda isn't joking. You shattered the sacred sword. You took down the hero. The facts are undeniable. She stares him down with intensity. Kai-sama, you are the hero of the demons. The new Demon King. Kai freezes, totally blindsided by that title. Meanwhile, miles away, in a peaceful meadow, Colette's horse stops for a drink, her mind drifting to Kai. A tiny, floating demon pops up to answer her thoughts. Relax, the imp chirps. He's probably just stopping the Demon King from being born. Colette sighs. I just hope he's in one piece. Please, the demon scoffs, sitting in her lap. Nobody in this world can touch Kai-sama. He's OP. She pets Archdemon Sans. You're right, she giggles. I'm still not used to you being pocket-sized, though. The mini-demon flutters his wings. It's just camo. Don't let the size fool you, I can still protect you fully. Your wings are adorable, Colette beams. Suddenly, Sans tenses up, spotting movement down the road. Holy Knights. Capital Division, he hisses. We need to vanish. Now. Colette looks confused. Why? The most powerful saint goes missing? Yeah, they definitely sent the cavalry to find her. Colette's face falls. Right. I get it. She ducks down, mentally praying for Kai to hurry up. Back at the battlefield, the Demon King bomb is still hanging in the air. Kai is speechless. Wait, me? The Demon King? Griselda nods aggressively. 100%. He gently pushes her back. Whoa, pump the brakes. Just because I can swing this sword doesn't make me royalty. Griselda looks at him like he's crazy. Her eyes sparkle with total adoration. Sir, summoning the demonic sword is exclusive to the Demon King class. It's undeniable proof. Sasha steps in, looking deadly serious. She's right. You snapped the sacred sword and face-planted the hero. Those are god-tier feats only a Demon King could pull off. You've earned the title, Kai-sama. You are the strongest Demon King in history. Kai stares at the girl in front of him, realizing he might have accidentally just conquered the world. Kai realizes he's in a tight spot. These girls are 100% convinced he's the Demon King. He starts running the mental calculations. Actually, wait. This misunderstanding might be his golden ticket. If the demons think he's royalty, they won't try to kill him. It's the perfect cover. Griselda snaps him out of his headspace. She's hyped, declaring that now his secret identity is out. There's only one logical next step. The demonic subordination pact. Kai just stares at her, completely blanking. He has zero clue what she's talking about. Griselda tilts her head, looking confused. Does the Supreme Ruler seriously not remember the protocol? She breaks it down. It's the Demon King's signature perk. Anyone who signs on the dotted line unlocks exclusive character classes directly from him. We're talking massive power-ups. But there's a catch. In exchange for the juice, the demons have to pledge absolute, undying loyalty to the crown. Kai mentally commands, open status. Instantly, 3 holographic interfaces pop up in his vision. He scans the data. Weirdly, that subordination skill is missing from his base kit. He starts scrolling through the system menus until he spots something new in the shop. His purchasable skills list has expanded. And there it is, sitting right at the bottom, the demonic subordination pact. The unlock requirement? Destroying the hero's sword. Since he already snapped that blade like a twig in the last fight, he's clear to buy it. Kai checks out the class tiers available. First up is the Demon Captain rank. This bad boy boosts attack power by 20% and unlocks 1 extra ability slot. Not too shabby, but it's capped at 16 slots. Next tier up is the Demon General. Now we're talking a 50% boost across all stats, plus 2 ability slots. This elite tier is limited to 8 people. Then there's the God tier rank, the 4 Celestial Kings, a 100% stat explosion and 3 abilities. This is the inner circle, strictly limited to 4 people. It finally clicks for Kai. This broken system is exactly why the demon army's leadership was so terrifyingly strong. They were all juiced up on this pact. Another system window pops up with the fine print. Once the contract is signed, the class transfer is instant. But if the pact breaks, the powers vanish just as fast. Then comes the scary part. The system explicitly warns that betraying the Demon King triggers an instant death penalty. Kai swallows hard. That's a bit extreme. He looks at the girls, asking if this blood oath business is really necessary. Griselda doesn't blink. She's all in, ready to pledge her life to the new king to honor her father's legacy. She opens her arms wide, fully convinced that Kai is a benevolent ruler. She has zero doubts about his character. Kai closes his eyes, resigning himself to the role. "All right," he says. "Are you ready?" Without hesitation, both girls drop to one knee. "It would be an honor," they chant. Kai activates the pact, manifesting the glowing insignia of the general class. He turns to Sasha first. "This one's for you." Sasha flinches, looking terrified. Are you sure?" Griselda puts a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Accept it," she urges. She reminds Sasha that the general rank isn't just about raw combat stats. It's about unshakable loyalty. "You're perfect for this." Sasha still looks like she's vibrating with anxiety, unconvinced. Kai steps in. "Do you accept?" Sasha squeezes her eyes shut, takes a breath, and begs Lord Kai to grant her the glory of the general rank. She swears her life to him. "So be it," Kai declares. He reaches out, channeling the class transfer directly into her. A glowing sigil burns onto her hand. Instantly, a massive surge of energy floods her system. She gasps, feeling like she's about to overflow with mana. Griselda watches, totally stunned by the aura radiating off her friend. Even Kai is impressed. He just turned her into a high-ranking demon general with the press of a button. Griselda locks eyes with him, determination burning on her face. She asks him to grant her the power to protect their people. She wants the big one, the Celestial King class, and swears eternal fealty to get it. Kai looks down at her. She's kneeling there, eyes laser-focused, and he realizes this is the point of no return. Griselda is just built different. Class or no class, the girl is radiating absolute Demon King energy. Kai knows she's destined for legendary status. Staring at his own palm, he has a moment. Who would have thought? He never expected to be forging a literal pact with the Demon King herself. He hovers his hand over Griselda's head, dropping the heavy title. "I grant you the class, Celestial King." Boom. A pillar of dark energy erupts, visible from miles away. Kai and Sasha freeze, a literal chill running down Kai's spine. It's an insane amount of magic, flooding Griselda's system, shaking the air with raw power, making her tremble. Sasha screams, totally freaking out for her bestie. But Griselda? She's jumping around like she just won the lottery. "We did it. Kai-sama's power. It's coursing through me." She is hyped to be one of the 4 Celestial Kings. Kai just watches, impressed. Classic Demon King behavior. "Griselda." Sasha rushes in, hyping her up. Griselda is glowing, bragging that they managed to ditch the hero and secure a spot as Kai-sama's elite servants. Sasha looks a little down, mumbling about wanting to be useful too. Griselda shuts that down immediately. "Hell yeah, you will." She vows they'll get stronger and build a new demon empire alongside the boss. Kai takes a breath, relieved. Ares is toasted, and the Demon King is on the squad. But the vibe shifts instantly. An entire battalion is storming their way, led by a man looking absolutely murderous. It's his dad. Blade drawn, the patriarch demands answers. Explain this chaos. He's losing it, asking why Ares is face down in the dirt, and who these demons are. He steps up, radiating pressure. Even Griselda notices his solid stance. "Who's the old guy?" she asks. Kai doesn't blink. "Commander of the Holy Knights. My father." The knights don't waste a second, rushing to Ares' unconscious body. One of them checks for a pulse, confirming, he's breathing, he's alive. Still in combat stance, Kai's father barks that the protagonist ghosted the class revelation ceremony. "What were you doing?" Kai cracks a mocking grin. "I became a dark mage." The old man freezes. "You, what? You were destined to be the hero." Kai flashes the crest on his hand. "Change of plans. From now on, I'm grinding to become the Demon King." His father's eyes bulge at the black heraldry. Terror sets in. "A dark mage? You think this is a joke?" He completely loses it. "Don't play games with me," he screams. "Have you lost your mind? The justice in your heart? You were the pride of the Austin bloodline." Kai clenches his fist, flashbacks of his brother's cruelty flooding his brain. "Justice? I've seen enough Austin family justice for a lifetime. The torture, the threats, not to mention covering up the Demon King's birth." Kai recalls his father's harsh rejection, the exile, the hit put on his own life. "You kicked me out and ordered my execution. That's your justice?" Kai's voice turns icy. "If that's what good looks like, I'd rather be evil. The patriarch sneers. That filthy class rotted your brain. You won't walk away from this. Kai doesn't flinch. Don't worry about us. You see, the Austin family is obsolete. He snaps his fingers. Snap. Expel. Instantly, infernal flames erupt behind the night formation, striking terror into the squad. Geese spins around to see his world burning. What sorcery is this? His men panic. Sir, the situation is critical. The mansion grounds. It's an inferno. Citizens scream, fleeing the spreading wildfire. The stables are gone. Geese turns back to his son, trembling. What the hell did you do? When did you even set this up? Griselda asks. Multitasking. Kai smirks. Rigged it while I was tracking you down. Don't worry. I left escape routes. No one gets trapped. Suddenly, the system chimes in. Ding! Achievement, arsonist. Magnificent evil deed detected. Plus 500 points. Kai thinks. Nice. Easy money. Didn't expect that bonus. The system really loves a good revenge arc. He unlocks Dark Attribute Reinforcement. Every level up now boosts his dark power by 1%. His father, backlit by the flames, screams, How could you? Kai stares him dead in the eye. The Austin family must be destroyed. That is my justice. Enraged, Geese roars, You bastard. Screaming that this monster isn't his flesh and blood anymore, Geese orders his squad to flatline Kai immediately. The spear-wielding grunts rush in, surrounding him in seconds. They launch a full-scale assault on the protagonist, but Kai blitzes through them like they're made of paper, leaving nothing but a trail of bodies in his wake. He glances back and coldly commands the soldiers to take a permanent nap. Suddenly, his dad lunges forward, eyes burning with pure hate and blade swinging. Geese roars at Kai to check his ego, claiming those guards were just disposable trash anyway. Without flinching, Kai summons his weapon and dares his father to bring the heat. The blade manifests in the protagonist's grip out of thin air, and steel smashes against steel, a brutal test of raw power. Geese is totally shook by the overwhelming force of his son's weapon, while Kai stands there like an unmovable object. Abruptly, the old man recoils, pulling his blade back. He winds up for a fresh strike, but instantly realizes he messed up. Kai is already locked and loaded. With savage precision, Kai slashes downward, slicing clean through his father's arm. The man stares in total shock, letting out a blood-curdling scream as he watches his limb hit the dirt. He crumples to the floor while a panicked knight rushes over, clutching the commander's fallen sword. Geese is spiraling, wondering if that blade is the legendary demon sword, realizing his son has basically deleted his own humanity. Desperate, the man snatches the sword with his remaining hand, stabs it into the earth, and tries to trigger knightly healing, convinced this high-tier skill will reattach his arm. But panic sets in when he realizes the magic is glitching. It's doing absolutely zero. Kai calmly drops the lore. The Eternal Blood skill is a curse that blocks all healing. He explains it's top-tier dark magic, something only level 850 black mages can unlock, and he cast it the exact second his blade made contact. He tells his dad that not even a holy saint could fix this mess. The protagonist stares down at his father, who is on his knees, and remarks that stopping the bleeding was the only mercy he's getting today. Absolutely livid, his father snaps back, demanding to know how a rookie who just got his class could pull off such OP magic. Kai completely ignores the interrogation, coldly stating that a warrior without his dominant arm is as useless as a dull blade. With dead eyes, Kai announces that his father's version of justice is officially cancelled. Writhing in agony, Geese asks how Kai could be this savage to his own dad. The protagonist flashes back to when he was torn away from his lover, and remembers his future death, the moment Ares revealed it was their own father who signed the execution order. Kai shuts his eyes and yells that his father ordered his hit in the past timeline. Geese, totally lost, asks what the hell his son is rambling about. Suddenly, the system pings with a notification. Kai left his father with a wound that can never be healed, awarding him another 500 points. Meanwhile, Geese looks over at his other son, Ares, who is still knocked out cold on the ground, and a twisted, maniacal grin spreads across his face as he thinks he finally gets it. Staring intensely at Ares, he connects the dots. Ares must be the true hero, not Kai. The man hollers that Ares is definitely blessing-bound, insisting that St. Johann's prophecy never misses. The protagonist just watches the pathetic display in silence. His father starts cackling like a maniac, screaming for the medics to heal Ares, convinced that teaming up with the hero is the only way to crush this evil dark mage. A soldier hurries to Ares, but freezes in terror, pointing a trembling finger at the body. Geese spins around, demanding to know what the holdup is, and completely freezes when he sees Ares is also marked with a dark heraldry. His brain breaks. He can't process this, because Johann's prophecy was supposed to be 100% accurate. The protagonist, watching the meltdown, thinks his dad is half right, and that the prophecy actually didn't fail because Ares did get the hero class. However, thanks to the curse Kai slapped on his brother, the light heraldry is being masked by the Dark One. The protagonist then realizes Johann is the biggest glitch in his master plan. He remembers the prophet saying that having an evil dark mage in the top rankings, even as a divine test, was completely absurd. Kai calculates that Johann's unique prophecy skill lets him preview the future every 7 days, meaning he needs to delete the prophet from the equation immediately. Kai snaps back to the present and, glaring at his father, asks if he's planning to kick Ares to the curb too. He points out that all the old man's grinding only produced demonic classes, signaling the total collapse of the prestigious Austen family legacy. Outraged, his father shrieks that it's impossible, claiming this has to be a nightmare. Slumped on his knees, head hanging low, he questions what will happen to the Austen family glory. Just then, a soldier asks what to do with Ares, wondering if they should cast a recovery spell. Guy screams to leave him, calling Ares filth. He yells that the Austen bloodline has no room for dark classes, and he'd rather see him dead. The protagonist looks at Ares and thinks his dad is a total clown, since Ares is literally a hero of light who is about to lose his VIP status. Kai decides he's finally checked off his first major goal, and his business here is officially finished. With a lump in his throat, he turns his back on his old man, fighting back tears as he walks away for the last time. His dad calls out, voice shaking, asking if the heir to the Austen dynasty is seriously going to defect to the demon side. Kai doesn't even hesitate. Yes. The answer hits his father like a truck, triggering flashbacks of a gruesome death he can't forget. He doubles down, he's Team Demon now. His mind drifts to Colette, the only human being in this wretched world he actually trusts. Walking over to Griselda and Sasha, he signals it's time to bounce. The girls look up at him, eyes sparkling with pure awe. Looking at them, he realizes the irony demons have more heart than humans ever did. To him, they're absolutely glowing. Especially after seeing humanity's darkest side, that loyalty means everything. Kai throws one last cold look over his shoulder, leaving his father broken and kneeling in despair, whispering a final goodbye. Kai and his squad march out of the mansion. At the gates, a confused guard tries to stop them, asking what went down. Kai cuts him off with a message for the old man. Tell him not to watch me go. The guard stammers, trying to figure out what the hell is happening. But Kai locks eyes with him, deadly serious. If he sends anyone after me, they die. The guy freezes, terrified. I'm counting on you, Kai says, before triggering instant step and vanishing into thin air, leaving the guard totally shook. In a blink, the trio materializes miles away, right next to a serene lake. Griselda and Sasha look around, minds blown by the teleport. Kai just smirks, telling them they've got to keep moving. Sasha glances back, impressed. That magic is no joke, it put some serious distance between them and the mansion instantly. Griselda slides up to Kai, praising his ruthlessness even to his own dad. Kai flashes a grin, appreciating the vibe. Eyes shining, she asks if they're finally heading to the demon realm. You bet, he nods. But we've got to move fast. First stop, Lacus Village. Colette's waiting. Then, a light bulb goes on in his head. Just to be safe, I'm gonna buff your stats. Griselda tilts her head. We can get even stronger than this? Kai holds out a hand, channeling his mana. Level 10. Dark Attribute Enhancement, incoming. Boom. The energy hits them like a tidal wave. Griselda gasps, feeling a scorching heat welling up inside her. Sasha's reeling, admitting the power surge is almost too much to handle. Kai notes this is the perk of the Subordination Pact. It lets him share his OP skills with his crew. He watches closely as Sasha struggles to absorb the raw power. Best part? He keeps the skills too. It's a copy-paste deal. Suddenly, Sasha's legs give out, and she drops. Panting, she thanks Kai for the upgrade. Even Griselda looks like she's barely holding it together. My bad, Kai says, realizing he overdid it. Take 5. The girls collapse onto some fallen logs to catch their breath. Hand in his pocket, Kai's thoughts drift to Colette. Is she safe? He pulls out the bracelet, staring at it intensely. It's shattered, but still humming with insane magical energy. Then it hits him, he has the item analysis skill. It reveals hidden stats and unlocks item usage. Steep price tag, 500 evil points. Worth it. He triggers the skill. The system pings. Time bracelet. It answers the prayers of those desperate to see loved ones again. Infused with the Saint of Time's magic, though the time control juice is drained. Now, it just grants a 5% magic defense buff. But suddenly, pieces click together for Kai. He was right. This bracelet is the reason he respawned in the past. It gave him a second shot at life. The memory floods back Colette, handing him this bracelet, tears streaming down her face, promising they'd meet again. Kai crushes the bracelet in his fist. The Austen family, the enemies, anyone who kept them apart, they're toast. The future is his to rewrite. But wait, Saint of Time, does Colette have a hidden class? She's not just a regular saint. She might be special. like him. Regardless, he needs to find her. Now, Master? Griselda's voice snaps him out of it. You okay? Kai masks his worry. Yeah, we're good. Let's roll. As they move out, he sends a silent prayer. Wait for me, Colette. Meanwhile, in the shadows, a snitch spills intel to a mysterious figure. The boss nods. Good work. It's Prophet Johann. A twisted smile creeps across his face. Finally, I've found the Saint of Time. Cut to a nearby village. Villagers are tied up, terrified, while Johann's goons grill them for answers. The thugs corner a bound man, blade drawn. The guy starts shaking uncontrollably, staring death in the face. Johann steps in, waving them off. Relax. I've already pinpointed St. Colette's location. No need for more questions. He shoots the villagers a chilling smile. Thanks for your cooperation. Johann doesn't waste a second. He signals his lackey to hit the prisoners with a memory wipe spell before cutting them loose. The subordinate nods, done deal. Panic sets in immediately. The bound men start trembling, terrified of the mind-erasing magic, until one guy completely loses it and starts screaming. He's yelling that the spell is a death sentence for the brain, turning people insane. Johann's face darkens. His patience just hit zero. He calls the guy stubborn, a total pain in the neck. And since this dude wants to resist so hard, Johann decides to make a special exception just for him. Coldly, he orders his squad to absolutely obliterate the man. Then he turns to the shivering group. Anyone else have a problem with the magic? Dead silence. Not a single peep. The prophet flashes a chilling smile, remarking how lucky it is that they only had to waste one person. A split second later, blood-curdling screams echo through the trees, sending birds scattering in terror. Meanwhile, deep in the woods, Colette is sprinting for her life. She's tearing through the underbrush, desperate to lose the prophet's goons. Her lungs are burning and she's totally drained, but she refuses to look back. Back at the clearing, Johann raises a hand, preaching about the Pope's will. He claims they need to welcome the saint to save humanity. But let's be real, he doesn't give a damn about saving souls or fighting demons. The only thing on his mind is his own selfish ascension. He craves the power of the second loop. He knows the time of the saint is the golden ticket to making his twisted dreams a reality. He smirks, thinking there's no way she can outrun destiny. Colette keeps pushing her limits, running on pure adrenaline. Suddenly, a church knight asks the obvious question. Why is the saint running from us? Johann plays it cool, acting confused. He suggests that, in the dark, she might have panicked. Probably thought we were bandits. He lies. But deep down, he knows the truth. Her powers tipped her off to his bad vibes. Up ahead, Colette skids to a halt. She glances over her shoulder. Game over. She can see the armor-clad warriors closing the gap. The archdemon curses itself for not sensing the trap sooner. With no exit strategy, Colette tries to stay calm. It's fine, she whispers. She convinces herself they can talk this out. Moments later, the prophet steps out of the shadows, bowing like a perfect gentleman. Pleasure to meet you, he purrs. His eyes lock onto her hand. He spots the mark. Bingo. It's authentic. The time of the saint is real. Colette frowns, asking why he prepared such an extra reception just to say hello. Johann puts on his serious face. To be honest, he lies smoothly. The prophecy warned us. The Demon King is about to rise. He claims they're here to protect her, so she can use her barrier to shield the royal capital from total destruction. Colette is floored. The fate of the city rests on her, but before she can even process the guilt trip, Johann presses harder, calling it her holy duty. Colette clenches her fist, staring him down. You don't need to worry about that. She drops the bomb. The Demon King was already stopped by the true hero, Kai. Johann freezes. That wasn't in the script. She presses the attack. Wasn't the prophecy that the Demon King would be born today, and that half the population would die? Look around. It didn't happen. Kai prevented it. Johann's eyes narrow. He's intrigued now. How do you know about my prophecy? Kai told me everything, she shoots back. Even if the prophet doubts it, she knows the truth. Kai came back from 5 years in the future. He rewrote history and saved countless lives. He is the real hero. Johann stares at her for a second, stunned, before throwing his head back in manic laughter. Oh, I get it now, he cackles. He realizes he's staring right at the proof of the second loop, a time traveler. His expression twists into something nasty. This Kai, you mean the failure from the Austen family? She nods. The prophet sighs dramatically. I hate to break it to you, princess, but that guy used the forbidden power of the abyss. He nearly murdered his own brother, betrayed his kin, burned down his family's mansion just for kicks. Then he ran away like a coward. Colette looks shaken. I don't believe you, she stammers. But the doubt is creeping in. Johann grins like a psycho. My prophecy is absolute. Kai Austen isn't a hero. He is the new Demon King. He leans in. Are you really going to team up with the monster destined to destroy us all? He can see her resolve cracking. Perfect. He snaps his fingers. The soldiers instantly swarm towards Colette. "You've left us no choice," Johann declares, playing the victim. "Capture her." Internally, Johann is calculating. Kai is a threat to his grand plan, but the guy clearly has a soft spot for this girl. If he grabs the girl, he holds all the cards. Kai won't dare make a move. Plus, he can extract some juicy info from her. The time of the saint is the key to mastering the timeline. His dream of total world domination is finally within reach. But suddenly, boom, the cute little critter beside Colette explodes into a massive, terrifying shape. The archdemon has entered the chat. The soldiers skid to a halt, paralyzed by fear. They stare up at the beast. Even Johann looks like he just swallowed a bug. No talk, just violence. The archdemon lunges, tearing into the front line with savage fury. Amid the chaos, a soldier spots Johann, collapsing in sheer terror. He screams for his master, but Colette, with the archdemon looming like a dark shadow behind her, she admits she genuinely thought diplomacy was still an option. But reality check. Everything Kai warned her about was dead on. The prophet sneers, calling her a fool for trusting a literal archdemon. The saint's expression hardens. She points a finger at him, declaring him the root of the corruption and commanding him to repent right now. Trapped with no exit, Johann instantly folds, apologizing and admitting she's right, promising total obedience from here on out. But the archdemon isn't buying it. Furious, he snarls, asking if the guy seriously thinks that weak lie is going to fly. He vows to silence Johann permanently. But before the demon can strike, Colette shouts for him to hold up. Then the prophet drops to his knees, sobbing that the Pope forced his hand, it wasn't his will. But since no demon king manifested, he claims he has zero reason to hunt the saint anymore. Colette takes this in, eyes narrowing with suspicion. She asks if he's actually being real. The archdemon, hearing this nonsense, warns her to back off. But she tunes him out, focusing on the prophet, who swears on the Almighty that he's legit. She orders a total stand-down weapons on the floor. Johann agrees, but holds up a finger just one small request. He points out that her demon injured his squad. She nods, offering to heal them up, but Johann waves it off, no need to worry. He claims they deserved it anyway. The archdemon is practically vibrating with distrust, while the saint just watches, accepting the excuse. Johann whips out a vial and pours it down a subordinate's throat, swearing it's just a healing potion. He forces the warrior to chug it. With a creepy grin, Johann mumbles about how sweet it is, then suddenly bursts into manic laughter. He mocks Colette, calling her incredibly naive. Meanwhile, the warrior hits the deck, body twitching. He gasps, asking what's happening to him. Colette stares, totally bewildered. The archdemon senses the trap and winds up for an attack, demanding to know the plan. Suddenly, the faith warrior erupts in agonizing screams. His armor and clothes shred apart. The saint watches in pure terror as the man morphs into a massive, pale behemoth, catching the archdemon's attack with a single hand. Johann watches the carnage, smiling. He asks if the guy likes the stat boost. How does level 800 feel? The delirious beast roars that it feels incredible he's finally strong enough to rival an archdemon. The monster smirks, admitting Johann really had an ace up his sleeve. He charges magic in his free hand, warning them not to underestimate him. While chaos reigns, the prophet spots the defenseless saint and seizes the opening. He chants a spell, deciding he needs to cripple her so she can't run. He unleashes the miracle of light, Holy Arrow. It flies straight at Colette. She freezes, unable to do anything but watch the beam of light scream toward her. Realizing dodging is impossible, she raises a shaky arm to block. Johann grins like a maniac as the magic hits. But at the last second, the archdemon flashes in front of the saint, tanking the full force of the spell. Colette gasps, devastated, as the demon howls in agony, scorched by the holy attack. Even the prophet's goons are stunned by the sacrifice. Johann pushes up his glasses, sneering that a high-tier demon reduced to a guard dog is pathetic. He turns to his squad. He shouts that this is the Holy Knight's moment. They pop light reinforcement buffs, one of them screaming they're fighting for justice. He rallies the team to attack. They charge in, while the prophet gloats internally about the elemental matchup. Since light crushes darkness, the archdemon hits the dirt, getting absolutely jumped from every angle. Bleeding out, he admits this is too much, even for him. Outraged, Colette starts screaming at them. She calls them cowards, yelling that Johann should be ashamed to call himself a saint. He just smiles, claiming he's on a sacred mission, making him the literal definition of justice. The demon spits in disgust, calling humans filthy trash, before collapsing under another wave of blows. Taking heavy hits and unable to move, he begs Colette to run. A split second later, he's totally obliterated. The girl stands paralyzed, brain unable to process the horror. The White Hulk grips his sword, declaring victory. But then another weird sensation hits him. His veins bulge until they start popping, exploding like a crushed tomato. He drops to his knees, screaming that the pain is unbearable. He begs Johann to save him, but the prophet looks at him with pure disgust, telling the filthy creature to stay back. Terror washes over him as he realizes this is the end, until suddenly, the saint grips his arm, locking eyes with him as healing energy surges, swearing she won't give up on him, and promising a cure right now. That vow breaks him, and the man dissolves into a mess of tears. While he weeps, the saint doubles down, channeling every ounce of magic she has, pouring her soul into the spell. But then, snap, he whispers a sorry, and his lifelight vanishes, leaving the saint staring at her bloodied hands in total shock. The prophet steps up, cold as ice, sneering that the corpse is just filth they need to mop up. Colette shakes, terror rising, asking if this was his plan all along. He doesn't deny it, bragging about how they tweaked the potency of that magic potion multiple times. But Colette cuts him off, collapsing to her knees and sobbing. She screams that Johann calls Kai the Demon King, but the real monster fighting humanity is standing right there. It's him. But Johann just snaps his book shut, sighing like it's a boring Tuesday. He looms over the saint, smirking that he figured she'd enjoy the show too. That pushes Colette over the edge, her grief turning into pure, blazing fury. The prophet spins around to his squad, declaring a state of emergency, spinning a lie, that Colette was guarded by the Demon King's minion, so her mind is obviously toast, totally corrupted. He glances back with a twisted grin and unleashes the holy bonds. Sacred chains whip out to bind her, as he lectures her to listen up, because Kai, the Demon King, is public enemy number 1. From this second on, helping him is strictly off limits. She screams in desperation, but he twists the knife, warning that if she violates that order, those chains will squeeze tighter, ramping up the agony. She hits the dirt, totally paralyzed, gasping that Kai isn't the villain here, which makes Johann smirk. He notes the rumors were spot on, she really is in love with him. How touching. But he wonders aloud how long that romance will survive, since all those warm fuzzies are about to turn into pure torture. Colette shuts her eyes, locking on to the image of her guy. While the prophet gloats, one of his goons steps forward, mumbling that this is overkill since the saint showed them mercy before. Johann pretends to listen, then blasts the guy with raw power before he can blink. The paladin drops dead instantly. Zero hesitation. The prophet shrugs it off, announcing that another heretic just popped up. Watching the carnage, Colette cries out that this is savagery, swearing that God sees this evil and payback is coming. He claps back, claiming God gave him the saint title, so he is justice, and insisting heaven is actually judging her. Colette, broken and beaten, whispers that this is all wrong and apologizes for it. That triggers the curse, and the chains crunch tighter. Johann laughs at her pain, bragging that with the saint as his puppet, even the second Demon King won't stand a chance. Meanwhile, miles away, Kai wonders if his girl made it to the village safe and sound. He gazes at the distant town, hauling a stack of firewood, until he kicks open the cabin door. He's greeted with news that dinner is hot and ready. As the girls dish up the food, he grins, saying the spread looks insane. He mentions that after spamming Shadow Step so much, he could eat a horse, but then, a vibe shift. The sigil on his hand flares up with massive energy, making him drop the wood with a loud clatter. Griselda jumps, asking if he's alright. Kai stares at his hand, realizing the magic he loaned to the archdemon just snapped back to him. That's a bad sign. He wonders if his demon got wrecked. He focuses, reaching out telepathically. The archdemon picks up, confirming he's there. Kai demands to know what happened to Colette, and the response hits hard. The archdemon apologizes, admitting she's been taken. Cut back to minutes earlier, where Griselda was hyping up Kai to Sasha, bragging that Kai is an elite hunter who can snag dinner in a heartbeat. Sasha notes that he mentioned being a solo traveler for ages. Griselda nods, saying that totally tracks. With starry eyes, she gushes that Kai has the forest rabbit's routines memorized. Recalling the time he gave her a hunting tutorial, she swears Kai can snatch a rabbit, like it's nothing. Sasha watches her friend fangirling and points out Griselda acts totally different when Kai's name drops. This flusters her, and she stammers, asking what that's supposed to mean. The blonde just smiles, playing innocent. Then, the crash of firewood snaps them back. They hear Kai mutter that Colette is captured, leaving them confused and rattled. Griselda immediately asks what's wrong. He reveals the archdemon bodyguard got taken down, which sounds impossible to her. That was a high-tier demon. It would take a whole army to drop him. The mystery thickens. Kai freezes as the realization hits him when a summon falls. They're locked out for 24 hours. That means his soulmate is out there completely defenseless. His mind flashes back to the archdemon's dying words, a desperate apology, revealing the real attackers, Saint Johann and his holy knights, who didn't just ambush them, but snatched Colette. And that specific detail immediately triggers massive red flags for our protagonist. Why hunt her down? The archdemon dropped a massive bombshell before fading away. The prophet explicitly called Kai the traveler of the second loop. Replaying that conversation in his head, the protagonist feels the mystery deepening. The math just isn't adding up. How could Johann possibly know about the time loop? Then it hits him like a truck. Johann isn't just a saint, he possesses the gift of prophecy. That means this guy was hunting Colette even back in the first timeline. But what is his endgame here? Is he trying to rewrite history? But before Kai can spiral, he remembers the archdemon's final warning. Johann has branded Kai as the Demon King. That twist gave Johann the excuse to unleash divine chains on the saint, shattering her free will instantly. He twisted her into a weapon against Kai. Processing this sick enslavement magic, our hero feels a cold rage building, and whispers to the fading spirit that he's got the full picture now. It can rest easy. Kai shifts his gaze to the window, lost in a dark void of calculation. Griselda steps up, sensing the shift in his aura, and asks if he's good. He's suddenly gone ice cold. But inside, he's vibrating with pure fury. He vows right then and there, he will never forgive Johann or that corrupt church for this. Death is too good for them. He's going to drag them through hell. The thirst for vengeance is practically consuming him. Wham! Out of nowhere, a magical blast slams into Kai's back. Caught off guard, he whips around, only to see Griselda standing there. He glares, barking, "What the hell is your problem?" She just flashes a smug grin. "Did that sting? Don't forget, I'm a heavy hitter too." Kai stares at her, brain buffering, totally missing the point. Seeing his confusion, she drops the attitude. "You're carrying the weight of the world alone again. Forgot about me and Sasha? What are we, chopped liver? We're your teammates, remember?" The MC is stunned into silence. She declares that saving Colette isn't a solo mission, it's a squad objective. It hits him hard. In the first timeline, these two were his mortal enemies. Griselda commanded legions against him, and Ares, who should have been an ally, hell. His whole family, they all wanted him dead. But this time is different. Kai breaks into a genuine smile, thanking his ride-or-die crew. They beam right back at him. Has he finally found people he can trust? He snaps back to strategy mode. Listen up. A massive barrier is about to lock down the royal capital. It's high-tier magic. Unless you have clearance, you're not getting in. Brute forcing it is suicide. Even Griselda, at her peak power in the future, couldn't scratch it. Griselda's jaw drops. That's impossible. She asks for the game plan. Kai's expression darkens. "We're going to plant a mole inside the capital." The girls look at him like he's crazy. Kai breaks it down. The barrier runs on sacred artifacts hidden in the castle. "We smash those, and the shield comes down. I'll handle the smashing." Sasha cuts in. "Okay, but finding someone crazy enough to infiltrate? Who would ever agree to that?" Kai doesn't say a word, just smirks. Griselda catches the vibe instantly. "You've already got someone, don't you?" He nods but keeps it real. "Even if we breach the wall, the three of us get stomped." Step 1. We take back Griselda's territory. Now the girl is really floored. "But Colette," she protests. Kai clenches his fist. "I hate the idea of leaving her there, but if we rush in weak, we can't save anyone. We need an army. Once we have your turf, we have the manpower." Kai thinks to himself, eyes narrowing. Johann just made a fatal error. He wanted a villain? He just created a demon king far worse than Griselda ever was. Better brace yourself, prophet. Suddenly whoosh, something screams toward Kai at breakneck speed. God-tier reflexes kick in. He tilts his head, barely dodging a dagger, aiming right for his skull. Kai scowls. The prophet works fast. He's already sent the hit squad. A second later, the dagger thrower steps into the cabin, radiating bad vibes. "Are you the Demon King, Kai Austin?" Before he can answer, glowing eyes light up the shadows. "We are the blade of the church, the purifiers. Repent for your sins." They rush him instantly, sending the girls scrambling in panic. "Who are these freaks?" Griselda yells. Kai weaves through an attack. The church's Black Ops division. They erase anyone in the way. In a blur of motion, one hunter unloads a volley of daggers straight at him. Kai realizes he's dead meat he can't dodge in time. Suddenly, Sasha pulls a clutch move, diving in like a tank and blocking the fatal blow with a literal dinner plate. Griselda doesn't hesitate either. She charges in, hyped up on adrenaline, eager to prove her worth to the squad. In a split second, she goes full martial artist, landing precision kicks that yeet the attackers straight out of the cabin. One hunter looks back, and seeing his buddy writhing on the floor in agony, he suddenly realizes they've walked into a nightmare. They're completely surrounded. Outside, Griselda stands her ground, unbothered. She tells the enemy that numbers don't mean a thing when you're this skilled. She reassures Kai, "We got your back." Kai smirks, flashing back to his first life battling these purifiers. As the hunters close in, he recalls that this is the church's elite hit squad back in the day. These guys gave him a serious headache. They fight with zero chill. So Kai stops holding back and unleashes black lightning, frying everything in a 10-foot radius. He realizes the difference now. His stats are way higher, but the real cheat code? Having his crew by his side. Sasha turns the kitchenware into lethal weapons, flinging plates at the hunters. She roundhouse kicks one saucer, unleashing her signature move, Dinner Storm. One hunter spots the projectile incoming, but he's too slow. Bonk! He takes a direct hit to the skull and goes flying. Watching this unfold, another hunter realizes they aren't fighting regular NPCs, these are boss-level opponents. Before he can process that thought, Griselda activates her ability. Snap! Her blood whip lashes out, tagging 3 hunters instantly before their brains can even register the pain. She poses after the strike, asking, "Is that all you got? I'm barely warmed up." Watching the carnage, Kai is genuinely impressed the church elites are freezing up. He warns her, "Don't get cocky, watch out for the rabbit strategy." He compares them to forest rabbits. Griselda pauses, totally confused. Rabbits? Seriously? Then it clicks. Kai told her days ago. When rabbits are cornered, they vanish into the shadows to prep an ambush. Seeing the strategy play out in real time, she gets it. She flashes a knowing smile, returning to the moment. She keeps her guard up, mana flaring. The church knights crouching in the bushes think she's gassed out, assuming she's vulnerable. They prep to jump her. Big mistake. Griselda lowers her head, focusing. Her sensory skills ping, she detects their heat signatures behind the trees. The hunters burst out, sprinting, at full velocity. But as they rush over a patch of ground infused with energy, the lead guy panics. Too late. Shing! Traps activate instantly, turning the entire squad into human kebabs. Griselda grins, proud of her trap placement. Sasha is buzzing, praising Kai for the 200 IQ strategy, and hyping up Griselda for the clean execution. Griselda credits the Pact of the Celestial Kings, saying she feels buffed beyond belief. Sasha agrees they're leveling up fast. With the enemy squad deleted, without breaking a sweat, Kai admits to himself that his teammates actually carried. He's shocked they've progressed this much. He definitely underestimated their potential. Sasha drags over the last surviving warrior, informing Kai, "We bagged one alive. What's the play?" Kai grins. "Perfect." He leans in, telling the captive, "I was waiting for you zealots to show up. You're actually early." The guy is trembling like a leaf, stuttering, You expected us?" Kai ignores the question and drops the ultimatum. "Pledge loyalty to me, the new Demon King, and become my familiar." Griselda is shook, remembering her own pact. She whispers, "Boss, why waste a slot on a guy like him?" Kai holds up a hand to silence her, staring down the church member. "You're not really in a position to negotiate," Kai says. The guy shakes his head, terrified. "Never." He cries out, "I've served the church my whole life. I won't bow to a demon." Kai pivots to Griselda, casually. "Fine. Use your vampiric powers. Turn him into a mindless zombie." That breaks him. The thought of being an undead monster forever? Pure nightmare fuel. "No. Please. Anything but that." Kai smirks. "Knew you'd fold." "Name?" Kai demands. The man squeezes his eyes shut, defeated. "Mateo. My name is Mateo." Kai warns, "Cross me, and it's game over for you." Mateo nods rapidly. "I understand." "Let's do this," he whimpers. Kai nods, initiating the ritual. "I grant you the class, Demon Commander." A second later, Mateo gasps as energy floods his veins. "I feel incredible. So much power." Watching him geek out, Griselda looks annoyed. She demands answers. Why trust a human, especially an op? Kai just flashes a knowing smirk, dropping the bombshell. Mateo isn't a prisoner anymore. He's their new sleeper agent, heading straight back behind enemy lines. Griselda flips the switch instantly, vibing with the plan. She's hyped, asking why he didn't lead with that genius move earlier. The protagonist ignores the praise and locks eyes with Mateo, giving him the script for Johan. The message? The Demon King holds the key to the second loop and has booked it south. Mateo doesn't blink. With stone-cold resolve, the spy confirms he's got the intel locked down. Kai lays out the long game. Mateo is just the first domino. Once Johan tracks him down, that so-called prophet is going to send a whole squad of hunters. And when Kai crushes them, rinse and repeat. He'll force them into pacts and turn them all into double agents. Glancing at his crest, Kai muses it'd be way quicker if Johan just pulled up personally. But for now, the spies will shatter the barrier. Griselda is shook, calling the strategy next level, while Sasha steps up to hype him even more, calling Kai a tactical genius. Totally Demon King material. The absolute goat in the making, combining big brain energy with raw power. Kai actually blushes, waving off the glaze and telling them to chill. Suddenly, a system alert pops up. Ding, congratulations, you clapped the purifiers, and turned one into an informant. Reward? A sweet stack of evil points. The protagonist is pleasantly surprised, wondering if recruitment counts as being evil. If this keeps up, he won't just gain spies. He'll be stacking resources for the endgame. But first, mission priority 1, save Colette. Suddenly, Sasha yells out. Kai snaps to attention. She points to a crumpled figure nearby, a demon, bleeding out. Griselda rushes in, panic in her voice, demanding to know what went down. She screams for a healer. Stat. The demon, fading fast, gasps out a warning. The demon territory has fallen. They need to run. Now. Griselda begs him to stay with her, confused and terrified. Kai watches silently, eyes narrowing. The tension is thick. With his final breath, the demon drops the name that freezes everyone. Elsa. Cut to later. The crew is closing in on the old demon territory. The sun is dipping below the horizon, so Kai calls for a pit stop in the village. Internally, though, he's laser-focused on saving his girl, praying she's safe. Meanwhile, Griselda watches a glowing blue butterfly, her mind also drifting to Colette. She mutters that they're running out of time. The wounded demon, now stabilized, limps over to thank the trio for saving him from the brink of death. Griselda waves it off, humble but fierce. Fire burns in her eyes as she vows not to let her people get wiped out. The demon bows, calling her spirit admirable. She orders him to lay low until they retake their home. He agrees, but drops some heavy intel. Their territory is a nightmare zone under Elsa. Her faction is ruthless. They'll do literally anything to win. She tells him to stay safe. Kai absorbs this, realizing Elsa isn't like Ares. This one's going to be a problem. They need intel. Cut to a tavern. Hours later, raucous laughter echoes off the walls. They're mocking demons, trash-talking them. Kai and Griselda sit in silence, listening, as some loudmouth brags about crushing demons with one hand. Beer in hand, the guy calls the invasion a cakewalk. Kai's ears perk up. A bald guy at the table claims Elsa is about to secure a noble title. That gets the protagonist's full attention. Then, a guy with a nasty scar chimes in, bragging that this makes them servants of nobility. Moving on up, Griselda is fuming, barely holding it together, but Kai signals her to chill. The tavern vibe returns to normal, and Kai whispers reassurance. Don't worry, Elsa's reign is on a timer. They're gonna crush her. He calculates his next move. He needs to squeeze these goons for more info on Elsa's crew. Suddenly, distraction arrives. Food hits the table. Griselda's mood does a 180 as she spots the omelet. Her eyes literally sparkle. Kai smirks, noting how easy she is to please. Sasha pours Kai a glass of wine like a pro, and he nods his thanks. Nearby, Elsa's lackeys start eyeing them, whispering that Kai must be a noble, then bursting into laughter at his companion's outfits. Kai sighs, realizing they need a wardrobe change. He hates to admit it, but his squad is sticking out like a sore thumb in this dive. Didn't take long. One of the drunks slides over, eyeing Sasha like she's on the menu. He demands service. She hits him with a confused, "Excuse me?" She shuts him down cold. The guy just cracks up, asking if she has any clue who he is. He's from Elsa's vanguard squad. He tells her to ditch the stiff noble and serve a real man. Meanwhile, Kai is grinning internally. The plan is working like a charm. Griselda is literally vibrating with joy, ready to devour her omelet. Then, bam, out of nowhere, the thug punts the table. Dishes go airborne. He barks at Sasha, "You deaf or something?" But Griselda, she's watching her holy grail, the omelet, take flight. Time stops. Griselda stands there, frozen in pure horror. Meanwhile, the bald goon in the back is chugging his drink, loving the show. The whole tavern goes dead silent. Griselda stares at the eggy mess on the floor, tears welling up. Absolute tragedy. "You insolent trash," she screams. The guy couldn't care less. He smirks, calling her a bloodsucker. Then he eyes the blonde. "She your slave? Trained well." He licks his lips. "I think I'll take her." That's Kai's cue. He steps between them, eyes cold. "All right. Show's over." The bully squints at Kai's badge, then raises his bottle with a mock toast. "Look at this brat. You got a death wish, kid? A C-rank black mage? Seriously?" He spins around. "I hate your kind the most. Maybe I should just delete you right here." Kai doesn't flinch. "You're gonna pay for that omelet first." The goon blinks. Did he hear that right? He flexes his hand, flashing those heavy dragon gauntlets to scare the kid. "You see the hardware, and you're still standing there? You got guts." Kai stays sharp. Warrior class. Cocky. Kai sizes him up. "I've got a couple of questions for you." "Too bad," the bully sneers, "because this chat is gonna be real short." Boom. He launches at Kai, fist cocked back, screaming he's gonna flatline the brat and claim the girls as prizes. The bald guy is hyping him up, while the rest of the bar is shaking in their boots. But Kai, stone cold, laser focused, the hammer drops. Smash. The impact shatters everything in front of him. Dust clears, and the guy grins. Picked the wrong fight, loser. But the victory lap is cut short. Sudden, blinding pain. Blood gushes from his mouth. One punch. That's all it took. Kai's fist buried in his gut. The giant crumples to his knees. A second later, he hits the floor, lights out. Kai flexes his hand, looking casual. Oops, too much? The crowd is jaw-dropped. Silence. Then Sasha and Griselda break it, cheering like they just won the lottery. So satisfying. The bald hype man is frozen. His brain can't process it. No way. A black mage took down a vanguard? That's impossible. Kai locks eyes with them. Elsa's lackeys, right? He turns to the room. Actually, here's the truth. I'm level 999. The remaining goons look like they've seen a ghost. You're lying, Kai just shrugs. I'm built different, stronger than any basic warrior. Now, let's chat. The two vanguard thugs start sweating bullets. Real fear kicks in. Green hair stammers, why? Why Elsa? Kai flares his magic aura. I don't want to ruin everyone's lunch. Let's take this out back. You know black mages get creative with torture, right? Terrified? Understatement. Okay, we'll talk. Just don't hurt us. Cut to the alley. Kai leans back, arms crossed. So, business booming? Making bank off demon slaves? The thugs exchange a look. They know they are absolutely cooked. A few minutes later, Kai strolls back into the tavern. $1,000,000 smile on his face. He tosses a heavy coin pouch on the counter. Drinks are on me. I'm covering the whole house. The place erupts. Cheers everywhere. Griselda smirks. Wow, so generous with those idiots' money. Sasha isn't vibing though. Shouldn't we save that for gear or something? Relax, Kai says. If we make a scene, Elsa gets suspicious. We need to keep this low-key. Let them party. Once they're wasted, I'll hit them with a memory wipe. Alcohol makes the spell stick better. Griselda frowns. A wipe? Isn't that risky magic? Kai stands by the door, weaving the spell. Trust me, it's high-tier stuff. Zero danger. When they wake up with hangovers, we'll just be a blur. The vampire eyes the coin pouch on the floor. So, what are we doing with the change? Kai counters that since he already covered the tavern damages, the leftover cash is basically their travel fund now. Outside, the bully is totally zoning out, oblivious to reality, while his lackeys are sobbing over their empty pockets. Back inside, Sasha is vibing with the chaos, but Griselda still demolishing that omelet. Insists they need a shopping spree. Kai nods. She's got a point. They're infiltrating hostile turf, so looking like tourists is a no-go. As they chow down, a hooded figure slips out the door. It's that mystery girl who was eyeing them earlier, and she definitely looks intrigued by the drama. The next morning, a platoon of church soldiers stomps through town, faces stone cold. Elsa's two henchmen spot the commotion and decide to get nosy, intercepting the squad. The soldiers halt. The big guy steps up, asking why the village is swarming with holy knights. And yeah, it's a massive crew. The leader flashes a sketch of Kai. You seen a criminal going by Kai Austin? The lackey freezes. Flashbacks of last night's beatdown hit him hard. He plays dumb, claiming he hasn't seen the guy, then tries to hustle the soldier, saying his memory might improve if some coins dropped into his hand, since he's broke. The leader ignores the grift, telling his men the target isn't here, and orders the march south. The warriors nod. The leader scoffs, dismissing the village as useless trash. From a high vantage point, Kai watches the scene unfold. Showtime, he signals. Sasha, scanning the field, points out the sheer numbers and that specific banner. Those are church holy warriors, she calculates, estimating a force of 300 strong. Squinting, she corrects herself, that's the sacred elite. Kai feels a chill. The archdemon wasn't bluffing. He thinks back to his order for Matteo, impressed by how fast the church took the bait after the message was delivered. He had told Matteo to leak to Johann that the demon king holds the key to the second loop. He remembers the archdemon warning that hunters would be followed by 300 holy knights. It hits him with this much firepower. The entire church is mobilized, not just Johannes on a personal vendetta. The stakes just skyrocketed. Suddenly, Griselda breaks his focus, telling Kai to chill, promising they'll send these guys packing. Kai is caught off guard by her confidence, finding it genuinely comforting, and nods in agreement. But internally, he has zero intention of letting these holy knights walk away. The moment they laid a finger on Colette, they signed their death warrants. Hell is too good for them. The memory makes his blood boil, but he locks it down. He calls the girls over. I have a request. They lean in. Kai's expression goes dark, his voice dropping to a serious whisper. Wipe every single one of them out. Girls listen, silent and focused. But then, the twist. Kai orders them to leave the bodies intact. No physical damage. Griselda blinks, totally confused, while Sasha hesitates, noting that if Master Kai wants it, there's a reason, but fighting that many elites is risky, especially with their weakness to the light attribute. Kai cuts her off. You've crushed purifiers. In worse situations, you two are powerhouses. Trust yourselves. The compliment leaves them stunned. Sasha steadies herself. She trusts his judgment. Kai reminds them to play to their strengths. Plan is set. Let's move. Focused, Kai catches rustling in the nearby bushes. Supplies? Reinforcements? He dismisses it as nothing serious. Meanwhile, down on the road, the paladin leader is salty that the two guys they interrogated were broke, grumbling that hunting the Demon King is more hassle than he thought. But then he grins, labeling these fools as heretics, means they can loot the place legally. Easy money. He steps over the unconscious idiots, eyes scanning ahead. A shadow cuts through the light. A silhouette approaches.